Hi, science class. We are going to talk about water. It's day 2 of our water unit. Here's what we're doing in class. We're going to talk about properties of water, and there's 3 properties we're going to talk about: adhesion, cohesion, and density. So first, I want to talk to you about a chemical called dihydrogen monoxide. Here's some facts about it. Whew, looks scary. What is dihydrogen monoxide? It's the #1 cause of drowning. Well, what if I told you that the prefix di means 2 and the prefix mono means 1? So this is a chemical with 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. So dihydrogen monoxide is the fancy science word of saying water. Water is H2O, like we talked about yesterday. It's made up of 1 oxygen molecule and 2 hydrogen molecules. Now, we're going to talk about 3 properties of water: adhesion, cohesion, and density. So the first one we're talking about is adhesion. Adhesion is just a fancy way of saying that water likes to stick to other things. So it has a tendency to cling to things. And this is kind of cool because in space, when there is no gravity, you see this.
I had to use equipment that was here on board the space.
There we go. So when you squirt water, that's how they squirt water so it doesn't fly everywhere in microgravity. It actually sticks really nicely to it. You can see its adhesion. Watch that. Super adhesive. So it's not going to fly out. It has a tendency to want to stick to other things. An example of this is called a meniscus. Sometimes when you pour water, especially into smaller things, it will cling to the sides and form this U shape. So can you see it's kind of forming a U shape? It's clinging to the side. That's called a meniscus, and that's adhesion. It has a tendency to stick to the sides of something. The second property of water we're going to talk about is cohesion. Water likes to stick to itself, and this is why. It's what we call a polar molecule. I should type this in. That just means it's like a tiny magnet. One end is negative and one end is positive, just like a magnet. So when you have multiple water molecules, the positive side wants to stick to the negative side. So the hydrogen side will stick to the oxygen, etc. So what happens is that there's like tiny little magnets in water, and it forms almost like a skin over it, and it wants to stick to itself. So that's why water forms droplets, this little shape. And because of cohesion, water has what we call high surface tension, which means that it likes to stick to each other. That's why it forms droplets. And because of the surface tension, insects could actually make use of the cohesion of water and that surface tension of water. And water is so held together so well that insects could actually walk on water because it makes use of that high surface tension. This is pretty cool. This is, if you have water in space, it sticks together. So it's going to form this perfect sphere, which is kind of awesome. We're going to do a demo where you are going to take your dropper. This is called a pipette. And you're going to take your penny and slowly you're going to add 1 drop at a time to the surface of the penny. What you're going to find is that the water actually makes this big dome, and the penny can actually hold more water than you would think because water sticks to itself. So it's actually forming this really cool dome, and it looks like it should be spilling over, but it doesn't because of that sticky property of water, that cohesion, that surface tension. Okay, the last property of water we're talking about is density. Density is how much matter is in a certain amount of space. So things that are less dense have less molecules in that space. And when you're more dense, you're packing in a lot of stuff into that small space. So we talked yesterday about what happens when you heat up molecules. We said that when you heat things up, it expands. So we'd expect cold things, the molecules are close together, we'd expect that to be really dense, and warmer things to get less and less dense as we heat up. So where would you expect ice to be the coldest? Logically, we'd think, okay, ice, it's super cold. The molecules should be really close together, so it would be really dense. And that's what happens with some substances, but not water. Ice actually floats. And that's because, again, water is a polar molecule. So that means that it's like a little magnet. So instead of just freezing all together, it actually freezes into this crystal structure. And that forces the molecules to actually be further apart when they're frozen. And so that's why ice is less dense and it floats. And that's actually a really good thing because when lakes freeze, the ice floats to the top and those organisms are able to survive in the bottom of the lake instead of ice forming and then crushing all the organisms by going down. It's going to float and allow those organisms to not get trapped. And then you could go back and watch this video. I'm not going to play the whole thing here, but it's in the slide presentation and it just kind of reiterates that water, when it's frozen, it has a nice, neat crystalline structure that makes it less dense. So water is super special because when it's frozen, it's actually less dense than liquid water. That's why the ice in your iced tea floats. All right, the last thing you're going to do today is a check for understanding. It's step 2 and it is a Google form. Please try your best. I am going to put this in the gradebook, so do your best work. Email me if you have any questions. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.